The State Streamlining Committee is recommending ending the Citizens Insurance Program. News 2's Mike Steele gets answers on why some want to see the insurance of last resort eliminated.
Current and former state leaders say the program is wasting your tax money and leaving the state responsible for any future damage.
If the old plan had been put in place, you and I would not be paying $1.5 billion bond issue off today.
Former Louisiana Insurance Commissioner Jim Brown says Citizens Insurance was a bad idea from the start. He says all you have to do is compare what we pay for property insurance.
We are dramatically higher than all the other surrounding states who have just as much, if not more, exposure than we do.
Citizens is the insurance of last resort for people living in high-risk areas. The program came under fire with many for slow response to policyholders after the 2005 hurricanes. State Treasurer John Kennedy says under the old coastal and fair plans, insurance companies were responsible for running the programs and covering any liability based on their share of the state market.
And you have a 40% market share in Louisiana in the private sector. You would get, as a privilege of doing business in the state, you would have to take 40% of the losses, or you would get 40% of the profits.
Members of the Streamlining Commission approved the plan, but some lawmakers admitted more information will be needed if lawmakers try to make a permanent change.
In my own mind, I say to myself, it's a recommendation. I think it's got merit, and it probably should be investigated and deliberated by the legislature.
We contacted Citizens CEO John Wortman for comment on today's vote. He says it's the wrong move. Wortman says Citizens has helped about 40,000 policyholders return to private insurance plans. He says some of the rate increases are unavoidable due to 4 major hurricanes hitting the state over 4 years. Mike Steele, WBRZ Balance News.
Thank you, Mike. More on the Streamlining Commission, which has approved more than 200 cost-cutting recommendations. The commission will release its first report to the governor and the legislature later this month. In other moves at today's meeting, the commission approved a move revamping the state worker retirement systems for future employees. A move to revamp the Enterprise Zone program for economic development failed, and the commission recommended asking the federal government for additional resources to build hurricane shelters.